Grab your pillow and hold on tight. This is Labyrinth VR back with more free horror games for the Oculus Quest 2. Today we are encountering the scariest things we could find on the headset, several of which, including the final game in the video, were so scary I had to pull myself out of VR. I hope you're brave. Consider this my only warning. These games will make your skin crawl. Now enough of that, let's crawl our way into the first free Oculus Quest 2 game on today's video. This is Crawl Space. Crawl Space is definitely a fan favorite, as its original crawling mechanic and creepy ventriloquist monsters make for an extremely tense experience. Kiririn Games have done a great service to the Oculus community, releasing this title for free, as it's packed with enough content and quality to easily be a paid title. In Crawl Space, the main goal or task is going into the crawl space to search for baby dolls to bring back to the cabinet in the main room. Each of the 5 nights you have a different ventriloquist doll hunting you. It can really freak you out as you use the awesomely unique control scheme, which requires pulling yourself forward almost like climbing as you navigate through the dark crawl space. Avoiding the dolls isn't an easy task, so mastering this game will take some time, patience, and well, bravery. There is no denying the jump scares freaked me out, but just seeing this kid crawl all messed up towards me was enough to turn my face white. I found it interesting this game is using a pointer system for movement outside of the crawl space, but it seems like a smart choice to quickly navigate to the gameplay part of the experience while still letting you enjoy the hub area. What about that TV though? I want to know more about that cooking show. But no, we had to go back into the crawl space. Real talk though, the clips the TV was playing had a weird spooky vibe to them. I wonder if they mean anything. Definitely an amazing free horror game for the Oculus Quest. And hey, doesn't he kind of remind you of the weird misfit dolls from Toy Story in Sid's bedroom? Yes, I can picture the exact one, but far less friendly than those toys, I do promise you. I hope you're not afraid of spiders. That Time in Jack's Basement is a retelling of a youth's experience trapped in a basement with giant terrifying spiders. This free title from Vinlasoft has some really creepy vibes with the dark. Though the graphical style is more simplistic, the main mechanic creates a truly horrifying experience at times, and a lot of fun at others. So this game has you walking around rooms in a rather large basement with a lighter and a spray can. My first thought was I would scare the spiders with my questionable art skills, but in actuality, we are using the 2 items to create a flamethrower-like effect. Don't try this at home, kids. Now, walking around a basement killing spiders with a flamethrower sounds like an easy time, but not only is the lighter your only source of light, but it regularly goes out, forcing you to flick the left analog stick to get it back on, and don't waste your spray can, because you will run out, and when you do, it's only a matter of time until you're overwhelmed in arachnids. The goal of this game is to survive until someone unlocks the door, so you need to be smart and survive the night. Overall, this free game is a lot of fun and offers great horror. I highly recommend giving it a try and seeing if you can survive that time in Jack's basement. Whyme is a rare example of a game that requires you to sit and play it. This is because this free horror game you actually are in a wheelchair, and you're using the joystick on the left side of your chair to navigate. It would have been cool to have used both hands to move the wheels like a real wheelchair, but the control scheme they went with seems the most realistic given the harder nightmare difficulty requires holding a flashlight. The game has you searching for keys in a very creepy mansion location, and it gives you a map to ensure you don't get lost. While all this searching is happening, you are surviving as well. Yes, there is a big monster that looks right out of the cult classic VR horror game, Dread Halls. The monster is creepy, big, and moves rather fast. I would say once he's got his eye on you, the tension really heightens. You're trying to sneak around, and it is extremely creepy. Whyme does some new things I found interesting with the wheelchair, and everything did control great. I think those looking for good sitting games for the headset might need to put this on their radar, because it is a fantastic free game. So a long while back I made a video of the best VR chat worlds from video game franchises, and there was one map that really had my anxiety through the roof. From the world of fog and a monster with a pyramid on their head, the Silent Hill franchise just looks good in VR. Unfortunately, the world I checked out was a PC VR world, so I was very excited to see the developer, who did some amazing custom home environments of the Silent Hill areas, has ported 6 of them to be fully explorable on the Oculus Quest. I had initially expected these to be all from the same game, but to my surprise we have a good mixture from the franchise, including my 2 personal favorite areas this free experience offers, first being from a title that gave me nightmares on the original Xbox, Silent Hill 4, The Room. You can look out the windows and see the city with traffic passing by, and the ceiling fan combined with the high detail makes for a very high quality feeling environment. What was your favorite? The one that blew my mind was from an unreleased Silent Hill game, the PT demo, and walking through the hallway is an experience that always has your mind in fear of the unknown. What could be behind this door? Ultimately, while not a gameplay experience, Silent Hill VR Gallery from Rob Your One is a must-see for Oculus Quest users looking for awesome free horror experiences on the headset. Hidden Realms have brought us a free RPG horror game here. It's a title that has you embarking on a quest to retrieve the Necronomicon. It's some kind of spooky book, but the game is called Dungeon of Nekros, as you're going to be going through a dungeon fighting monsters. It's got some great voice acting from the NPCs, and the title is genuinely fun to play as it stands currently. It's not the scariest game on this list, but the jump scare immediately after the dialogue did cause me to jump. Okay, it's not really a jump scare, just an eager monster. Dungeon of Nekros is definitely a great title to play for free, and while not the scariest game ever, still has those creepy horror vibes. Phobos VR is a simple shooter. You are stuck in a single space, though you can move around your play space if it's large enough, battling alien monsters. It was apparently made by developer EditZz in only a week, so it's impressive the visuals are as nice as they are. It's a simple shooter, but updates like jump scares, shotguns, and leaderboard among other fixes are apparently in the works. Regardless of all that, it's a fun game that offers some good horror on the Oculus Quest at the cost of, well, free. And at that price point, I can definitely recommend stepping into Phobos VR and blasting some alien scum. Monster Showdown is basically Call of Duty Zombies in VR. It's actually been ported from the Steam VR version from VirtualUppercutStudios, and it only includes the first 2 maps in 2 modes. Our traditional mode with gun purchases, and then the gun game one. There are lots of weapons, and it's generally fun to use all the ones I tried. The graphics are a tad cartoonish, but they look great on the Oculus Quest 2, and the game runs smoothly. If you're looking for a more action-based free horror title, Monster Showdown is a blast of fun to play, and won't cost you anything to play the first 2 maps. If you have access to PC VR, I'll drop the link to the Steam page as well to check out the full version of this title. So this is a horror game? Yeah, it's super scary. It's just a simple marble puzzle. I don't see how this is scary. Uh-oh, just wait. This is actually pretty, oh shit. Told you. So Labyrinth Prank is a pretty simple premise. Our marble puzzle where you need to tilt the board to get the marble to the goal navigating obstacles. But it's a free horror prank you can play on your friends or family, ultimately, as after completion of the 3rd puzzle, you are hit with a jump scare of either a monster or a really creepy spider. It's a simple game, but it's a fun prank. Set it up and try to get some scares and laughs. Monster Test, the next game on the video, is a free prototype from developer Destructor, which is set up as a first-person shooter where you're fighting demons with some light puzzle elements. It's got a horror vibe with the monsters you're facing off against and multiple weapons. We have several guns, but also a bow and a shield. As we progress further through the game, we have to use a force grip ability to pull some objects off of high places. It's a fun experience to play through, and it's completely free to enjoy. Some of the animations are a little sloppy, but as a whole, I had a good time playing Monster Test, and I'm excited to see what the developer brings to the table with the full project this evolves into. If you're looking for a more action-based free horror title, I definitely suggest giving this one a try. It looks nice and has a lot of potential. Plus, it's just generally fun to shoot demons in VR. This game called Only Us feels so much like it could be an 80s sci-fi horror movie. We are in a space station, but everyone is gone. There's a creepy alien monster lurking around the ship. We need to collect batteries to power down to save the other crewmate on the ship. It's a simple experience, and it's not overly long, but I found it fun to play. It can be played with an enjoyable combination of smooth movement and teleporting, and all the grabbing and flipping switches worked perfectly. It's admittedly a simple title, but it's a one-and-done experience with an ending, and it was fun to play through, and fans of movies like Alien probably shouldn't skip out on this one. This is a unique one, as it's not from first person, but instead the above view perspective. This is an endless runner for VR. You can turn your head or move to the left or right to move the character, and then hold your arms up to jump down and slide and such for other actions. It's called ZomB Run, and it's from BlackDragon. The animations are polished, and while not my absolute favorite games, I did have fun once I figured out how to play. You play as Max Redemption, battling zombies, and while it feels in a lot of ways like a mobile port, it's fun to have it in VR, and it's completely free to play. I think it's polished, and battling the zombies is definitely fun. I suggest giving it a shot on your Oculus Quest 2. This horror game is janky. The flashlight is totally off from your hand, and the graphics terrible. You can walk through some walls and get trapped in locked rooms, and the whole thing gives off a very unfinished experience. The developer, lganic, has mentioned it's been made as a joke, but if it caught on, more work would be done on the project. So what is this free game and why do I think it's relevant to talk about? Well, you're gathering black socks, finding the unlocked doors that offer a grip button option to go in, and as you do this, it causes the monster to get more active. Looking at him will cause bad times for you, so don't, as he teleports randomly around the map. This might prove difficult. Easy mode has a compass, and the flashlight shows your health. The reason this game is on here is, well, because it's free, and not only that, but it's because of the janky broken nature. The fear of the unknown, knowing anything could happen, including the game breaking around you, is just fear for me. And Forror provides that in every element, from the way you hold the flashlight, to the weird look of the environment, and general emptiness the game provides. If you're one for this type of horror, I think this game is worth a play. See if you can find all the socks. The Backrooms is a story I originally heard on the YouTube channel Nekros, and it freaked me out completely. The creepypasta originated from this one photo, and it's this whole sense of eerie emptiness that really freaks people out. I know there are several Backrooms games on SideQuest, and perhaps I will cover all of them in a future video, but this one I found really creeped me out on a deep level. You're just wandering around these empty yellow-walled rooms with a flashlight, and it's just a nightmare. You know something is chasing you, and something is out there. If you don't stay on the track, keep moving, keep progressing, you're going to meet your doom. Ultimately, the monster that did find me wasn't overly scary, but the experience wandering around these rooms sent chills down my spine, and fear that I shall not forget anytime soon. When it comes to free Oculus Quest 2 horror games, this one is sure to cause a fright. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. If you liked this video and you want to support me, it would mean the world if you left a like, dropped a comment, and subscribed. Hitting the bell is a bonus as well, so you don't miss any future videos. But I had a great time covering these free horror games for the Oculus Quest 2. This is the second video I've done on this, and if you guys like these, I will definitely do a third video. Thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. Have a wonderful day, and keep it real.